Hey guys, this is a video on the AK-47 Aphrodite and about why I think this is the next big CS2 investment skin that is heavily slept on and underrated at the moment. But do your research on your own. This is not a financial advice, so feel free to share your opinions in the comments. First of all, if we go into the CS4 database, you can see that there are a total 120,000 redeemed AK-47 Aphrodite as of this moment, which is 30th of April, and there are still 2 months left of this item in the armory. Currently it costs, and it has always costed 125 stars, and it is a red rarity AK skin, which is with a lot of patterns and heavily pattern based. So it has like pink gems, purple gems, top pink wine, gold gems, bronze gems, etc., which I think contributes to the rarity of this skin. But even if you don't particularly own any of these rare patterns, I still think it's a good investment overall, and I'll explain to you why. So as I mentioned, there are 120,000 total supply of the AK-47 Aphrodites, and if you go to search only about the factory new conditions, you'll see that there are only 3,657, which is exactly 3% because the total fault cap for this skin is 0 to 1. What does that mean? Well, this means that when the skin is redeemed, essentially it is a lot harder to get it in factory new condition because it is a lot rarer. Then let's say a skin that is like the M4A1S Solitude, which is with the fault cap range of 0 to 0.7. So the maximum range that you can redeem from the battle scarred condition is 0.07. So it has 0.3 less fault cap, which makes it distribute proportionally the other fault ranges when you redeem the skin, which makes it in theory at least a bit easier to get the factory new condition. However, this is not the only reason that I think the M4A1S Solitude failed. The other reason is that the total numbers of this skin that were redeemed were 1.2 million skins in total, and because it was a pink rarity skin, it required much less stars to be redeemed. And in total, that makes the supply, if we count the factory new condition one, which is a lot, it's 172,000 in total. You can calculate it and you'll see that this is 14%. So that's a lot more than the AK-47, which is currently sitting at 3%. I don't believe it will cross the threshold, and even if it does, I don't think it's going over 5 or 6% anytime soon, just because of the telemetrics and how the game works and the way that Valve have made the system. So if we go into the CS Vault uh, websites right now, you can see that the cheapest one selling is for $650, and in the past, when they were $350 initially when they hit the market. So even at this price, I thought initially that this is really cheap, but people, if you go into the Reddit, this is just some random people and they're not skin experts or anything, but you can see that initially when the skin was revealed, and these are from the OnlyPixel subreddit, but that they predicted it will cost around $200. Some people are doing some estimations here, 150, maybe 200 for the other rarity as well. And you can see that a lot of them just didn't believe in this skin. And I'm a veteran in this scene actually in CS2. I've been playing since CSGO early days, and I've seen a lot of skins that initially people were very underestimating at. And I think that this skin has a lot of potential, not because of the numbers only, but if you go into the quash.gg and look at all the AK-47 skins, there are not actually a lot of gold skins that are cheaper than this. Even if we don't count the factory new condition, I still believe the other conditions like minimum wear, field tester have a lot of potential as well, because there are simply not other, at the moment at least, AK-47 gold skins. You have the Oligarch, which is not exactly gold skin. I mean, you have some white and black parts. And the other alternative is the Gold Arabesque, which is currently the cheapest one, selling for $1,300. And I really don't think this is comparable, because this is in battle scarred condition and you're getting a factory new condition with potentially pink gem or some other rare pattern that you can get for the same as the gold arabesque. And the gold arabesque, if you're not counting the souvenir gold arabesque, you can actually trade it up to. I don't believe you can trade up to the AK-47 Aphrodite because it's from the limited collection. But even if you can, it's still a good thing to consider, because like if you go to see the factory new or the field tested, at least, I don't know, minimum wear, whatever, and there's still a lot of, maybe let's filter from the souvenir ones. You can see that the factory new, the cheapest one is 3,700. I mean, you just really can't compare this price with the Aphrodite, which currently is selling in factory new condition for $650. And you can get a little bit overpay for some of the rare patterns. So maybe you can see here bronze gem. You can see it has more bronze. So yeah, I really do think this skin is a lot of underrated at the moment, and all the skins that were underrated in the past, once they were discontinued, once they hit the market and no new numbers are generated, they just behaved very differently, and it's just psychology with most of the items here. So maybe it's worth your attention to research on your own, but I think I'm going to invest in this skin and see how it behaves, especially since how the numbers are showing here, and the numbers are not lying. So we can trust the numbers even if we don't trust anything else from China pumping scene, etc. So yeah, if you like this video, please let me know your thoughts, or if you find anything interesting, let me know as well.